Good morning, Americans. This is your private alien and Bubba here on the morning of Tuesday, May 25th, 2021. Stand by for commentary. And today's commentary is on fear and COVID 19. And I know there's entities like YouTube over there. Yoo-hoo, YouTube guys, this is for you. That would say, oh, he's promoting fear. And we're going to have to delete this video because he's promoting fear. Really? The standard narrative of the United States government on COVID-19 right now is, we got it made, the numbers are going down, we're taking all the masks out and all the restrictions against COVID because the vaccines are there. Number one, you don't even have 70% of your population's vaccinated, and that's a maximum you're going to get. Number two, the vaccines are not a cure, are not a mitigator, are just a tool. Stopgap measure, okay? Number three, you see states that are saying, okay, we got a lottery here, we'll give you $1 million if you go take this vaccine. Isn't that bribery? So where's my money? I took my vaccine here in Georgia. Oh, well, put it this way. I was an old person living in an assisted living place here. Independent assisted living. We're on the independent side. And we had no choice but to take the vaccine. Because they didn't give you any choice here. Because if you didn't take it, you were quarantined. So that's really putting pressure on you, like, okay, here's a gun to your head, you got to take this vaccine. Yeah. But where's the faith and the trust from the government and the faith in the population? There isn't any. The virus is still here. The vaccines, and I've referred to that in numerous videos earlier, people, they're like the Greeks with the phalanx. But the virus is like their opposition, who, okay, we can't go at them this front line, it's a waste of time, and they back themselves into a corner, so we have to get the Greeks out of there. So let's not fight them in their comfort zone. And that's what you Americans don't understand, especially Dr. Walensky and Dr. Fauci. Right now, you're the Greeks. And you got the lucky thing of having a three-sided mountain. And you're just sitting in there waiting for the Persians to come in with your phalanx, which is your vaccines. And then you push. The Persians push you in, and the more they push you in, the more you're fighting because you got the equipment to fight them on the whole close hand-to-hand combat. The Persians are an open field adversary, okay? But they insist on coming to you. Well, the next adversary that you faced, being the Greeks, and that's, Mrs. Fauci, Dr. Fauci, and Dr. Walensky, is going to be the Romans. And the Greeks lost to the Romans. Why? Because the Romans says, we're not going to do the same thing the Persians did. We're not going to fall into your gap here. We're going to lure you into open ground. And that's what the virus is going to be doing starting in July. History tells me so, okay? What are you going to tell the people when the numbers go up in July? And they are. Oh, the variants, we got the vaccines that work on the variants. But you must understand, this is an artificial created virus by the Chinese. According to the report that I read from the European Alliance, October 31st, 2064, there was no way that China was 90 or 100% found culpable for the COVID-19. But they are smoking guns. Number one, according to the European Alliance, China launched in late October, early November 2019, what they called a space satellite. Yeah. But something happened during the launch there, up in the ionosphere, and the rocket ceased to function and came down. But unfortunately, whether it was a malfunction or it was scheduled to happen, because they speculate that through their unconfirmed reports, and mind you, this is 2064, this is 41 years later, okay? And they're saying that they speculate that somebody had COVID-19 on there. They wanted to see how it operated in the atmosphere, and they let it too soon, but something happened before they actually released it, because by the time they released it, the rocket was malfunctioning and coming back down from the ionosphere into the stratosphere. And once it got into the stratosphere, all bets were off. And this is what I'm saying, Americans. No matter what happened to the COVID-19, there's no way you can go after China because there is no proof 100% or 90%. But there is, you can check, there was a launch that they did that landed back on the ground, and a lot of people got killed when that rocket landed back in the in the province of Wuhan there. And yes, there was a few people that got sick in that laboratory in late November 2019. That is part of history. But whatever happened, this is an artificially created virus, and it spread through the atmosphere fast from November 2019 to, say, February 2020, okay? And you guys know that by history now on your side. Now, the virus had its ups and downs, and it still has its ups and downs. This virus does not die because it's an artificially created, and it has adapted to the Earth's atmosphere no matter where it's at. There's atmosphere, like I said, the heat is not too conducive for it, the cold is, but it'll still live. As in microbes who live in space, Yeah, well. This is the same type situation, but this is not only a virus, it's a assimilating and replicating virus. Means that it assimilates whatever host it gets. If it gets another virus, it'll assimilate its characteristics, but also it'll replicate its characteristics, but assimilate them and still be coronavirus. It's like what you would call in Star Trek the Borg, where they assimilate the other people's knowledge. This is what this virus does, unlike the other coronavirus that came before them, because they were just normal, run-of-the-mill virus that live on the earth. They were not engineered by humans. This one was. And Americans have a habit of engineering, like E. coli. They have engineered an E. coli virus that could be dangerous to humans if they ever let it out. They're not going to tell you that. But yeah. Because we found that out in 2066 when we went over there and searched your old files that you had there. You don't exist in 2066, Americans. You've already been long gone. But when my group came down here to search after the Musca destroyed your planet, we found interesting stuff that you guys were just crazy all over the place. And here, I can't believe that Dr. Fauci and Ms. Walensky are saying that, okay, we got it made. You got variants, and like I said, you're going to end up with 256 of them. So trust me on that number, 256. And you got variants that are still not coming into play yet. That Indian variant is only the tip of the iceberg. But starting in July, you're going to see your numbers head back the other way, and it's because you guys don't have a mitigating circumstances. You have to attack the atmosphere. You're not going to eliminate COVID-19, but you're going to try to get it to at least 1% or 0.05% in the atmosphere. Okay? It'll still be around. You cannot eliminate it, but you can mitigate it. But how you doing that? No. Look at all the trillions of dollars you wasted on this virus, and you haven't done a thing to keep it down. This is your favorite alien, N. Bubba, saying, it's not fear. If your government would have operated with honesty and trust, and you American people operate with faith. And what I mean is the government's going to have to say, we're going to have to put something of this money that we're spending for this virus for people who are going to have secondary issues with COVID-19 on their insurance. They need to have coverage. What are you going to do when they start coming into the hospital with all this other stuff that insurance will not cover because it's not part of COVID-19? We only cover the coronavirus, the first, when you say you got infected by the virus, and that's all we cover. And that's what the government's covering. Even on Medicare. So it's about time that you guys in Washington get together and figure out this mess, because trust me, July, August, and September are not going to be pretty. This is your favorite alien, and Bubba. Good day.